Good morning and welcome to Ask the Expert, our daily series from 8:30 to 9 a.m. to help small businesses. My name is Eva and I will be your host for today. You can ask me any questions in the comments or on hashtag QBATE on Twitter. If you need any more advice, you can join the official Intuit QuickBooks SMB community group on Facebook. Accountants and business experts are on hand 24/7. During this live session, we will be running a poll. So please do engage with it, and I will share the results with you at the end of the session. As I said, my name is Eva, and I am currently in my role in GMcG as a part of a digital team. At GMcG, we offer audit, accounting, tax, and VAT services, as well as specialized tax and VAT services and corporate finance services. We also have very successful forensic department. Our client base is very wide, and it goes from micro sole trader business to big manufacturing businesses with turnover over 65 million. I specialize in data onboarding, and I manage and oversee cloud accounting, bookkeeping, payroll, and VAT within our office. I'm also heavily involved in assisting our clients in data migration from either desktop-based or different software-based accounting software to cloud software as well. I would be advising them on the VAT and PAYE compliance. Now, when we say cloud accounting, we often tend to forget that the cloud accounting has a separate part, which is the payroll. Payroll for many years has been perception, at least was my experience, that it is just a press of a button and everything comes out wonderfully. For you payroll professionals out there, I'm sure you will agree with me that it's much more than that, and to run successful and efficient payroll, you need to be knowledgeable and you need to know what you're doing, because at the end you are working with people's money, clients' money, with clients' pay. So it's very important that you do get it right. In my almost 15 years of experience in running and overseeing payroll, I'm very, very excited to see what journey the payroll software made. And really at the beginning, we had only desktop-based software where you had to take the backups regularly. You have to download the upgrades, and it was very lengthy. And now we are going to very sleek, sophisticated piece of software. I'm obviously talking about QuickBooks software, and the QuickBooks payroll software has got 2 different levels. And as the same goes for cloud-based software, cloud bookkeeping software, the same goes for payroll. You need to know first what you need the software for, what you need it to do, and then you can decide on the right level. So I'm going to explain the main differences between the 2. So first one is the simple payroll, which really it's for standard, it's called standard payroll. It's for very simple, basic pay runs, either monthly or weekly. It processes statutory payments, so those are again your basic needs, and multiple pay schedules. So if your payroll is very straightforward, no huge changes, not any additional payments or deductions, your standard payroll in QuickBooks would do you wonderfully. If you need more advanced features, such as maybe integration of timesheets, or you would want your employees to be able to request leave so that you can approve it, I would really advise you to go with the advanced QuickBooks Payroll, which evolved amazingly, and it is amazing and sophisticated piece of software. So as I said, this software has employee portal where employees can see their pay slips. They can request annual leave on their portal. Obviously, we have digitalized pay slips. Both standard and advanced payroll have automatic updates which happen in the background, so you're not even aware of it. The other wonderful thing about QuickBooks Payroll, this go for standards and advanced, that once you process the payroll, it will post journals automatically into your software, which is very good. The other thing, obviously, your RTI submissions and EPS submissions, they are possible in both, in your standards and in your advanced software. So really, you just need to know exactly what you want your software to do, and then you can decide what level to go for. The thing that I really would like to stress, and this comes from my long-term experience, when you are migrating the data, payroll data, from the different software, make sure that you are migrating the data after the tax month end or quarter end, because it might create a little bit havoc if you try to transfer the data in the mid-month. So this is in the case if you're not transferring the data at the tax year end and you beginning your payroll in your new software from the new tax year. That's a little bit easier. Obviously, when you transfer the payroll, you have to date figures. Okay, so you need to make sure that those pay to date, deductions to date, your tax code, anything specific for each employee, you need to make sure that it is correct. What we do in my team, we always have second pair of eyes to run through the information that we are about to migrate, because usually when you work on something, you tend not to see any mistakes, or you see less mistakes because you keep looking at the same numbers all over again. So it's good if you have someone else to check over the data that you're going to migrate. And then, only then, you will migrate the data. It seems simple, but yet once, if you will get it wrong, as you know, people out there who had any issues with the payroll, with their pay, it is quite difficult to then amend those. So really be mindful of this. So this is wonderful QuickBooks Payroll, 2 levels, standard and advanced. Please feel free to ask me questions on this. And as my over the last 2 years mission was making tax digital and onboarding clients to be MTD compliant, I have to ask you all out there the questions. Are you MTD compliant? So you can answer yourself the question. Obviously, if you're still not, please bear in mind that MTD for VAT will apply to all VAT registered businesses, regardless of turnover, from April 2022. So it seems like a long time away, but as we all know, time's running fast, especially when you are having fun, isn't it right? So just make sure that you are prepared and that you are kind of going towards that. Don't be trying to rush it. As you know, my colleagues on those sessions, and also myself, I said the successful data migration, it's not quick process, and you really need to commit your time yourself. You need to commit your team, get your team on board in terms of introducing new software. So please give yourself enough time to do this so you are successful. Then what we know now at the moment, income tax for self-assessment digital, that will be introduced from April 2023 for unincorporated businesses and landlords. Now we are yet to see further announcement in terms of corporation tax. So I would like to start taking questions, and guys, feel free to post any questions or comments during the whole session. So we have Ben from Twitter, DM. Good morning. Is it easy to update from standard payroll to advanced payroll if I realize my business needs the advanced features in the future? Good morning, Ben, and thank you very much for your question. It is very relevant. Yes, it's not complicated. Obviously, there is different level of subscription, but you already have the data here. What I would suggest is that you actually contact the customer service team for QuickBooks Advanced Payroll. They are amazing support. So that would be my first port of call before I would do anything. If I'd be you, go and ask them, and they will be able to help you. So just make sure that you prepared and you know everything what needs to be done before you actually do the transition, but it should be easy enough. Thank you very much for your questions. Camille from Instagram DM. When signing up for payroll, what are the main things I should think about and ask so I choose the right packages? Thank you very much. This is also a very relevant question. So if it would be me, what I would be asking myself, okay, so I need to run payroll. What do I need? What do I want? Do I want to have to print my pay slips and all my reports? Do I want to be taking backups regularly? Or do I want to be, say, anywhere in the world on holiday and be able to process my payroll, email pay slips to my employees? Also, do I want my team to be able to request the annual leave if they want? Do I want to have everything in one place? So those would be the things from the experience, the employee portal, the practicality and the handiness of it. As I would say, it's very welcomed by the employee. So if you think that your employee would benefit from it, obviously that will be another point for choosing the right software. And also, you know yourself in your type of business, and every business, even in the same industry, is different. What requirements you have for the payroll? Are you going to be, say, processing commission, bonuses on a regular basis? What about the auto-enrollment? I forgot to mention, obviously, the standard and advanced payroll have the auto-enrollment pension calculations of pension contributions themselves. So do you need all of those? The advanced payroll actually integrates with some pension providers directly, so you just kind of send in the pension contribution data from your payroll software into the QuickBooks Advanced. So all of those questions you need to ask yourself, and I think you will be pretty much able to answer yourself the best. What do you need? So anything basic, easy, that's your standard. Anything more complicated, changeable, more kind of sophisticated, then go for the advanced payroll, obviously. And thank you very much, Camille, for your question. Sharon from Facebook Messenger. Hi, Sharon. I'm on flexible furlough and I'm wondering what my rights are as an employee. Anything I should be aware of if I, for example, get laid off? Okay, so this is more we kind of on the board of HR payroll question, but I can answer to you as much as I know that is right. So obviously, if you are on the furlough, on the flexible furlough, you are still being employed. So your rights as an employee, they didn't change. You are still employed, so you have the same rights, even if you are on furlough. Obviously, I would think that the employer is communicating with you regularly and you are being told in advance the way your employer wants you to work. So when we're talking about flexible furlough, hopefully he is able to tell you sometime before how many hours, which day they want you to work. So you kind of can plan ahead. Any hours that you actually do while you working, so say for example you have your working week, normal hours are 40 hours a week, and your employer wants you to do 20 hours a week, so maybe half days each day. So for every hour that you actually work, you have to get at least the minimum wage or your contracted wage paid for your normal hourly rate. So that's a must. So basically nothing changes if the rest is furloughed, but the hours you actually worked, you need to get paid for them properly. And then obviously the flexible furlough is being calculated for the rest of the normal contracted hours. So this is your right, first right. Obviously the annual leave is still accruing as you are being furloughed. So again, you at some stage you will have to be able to take that holiday or get it paid. In terms of laid off or making redundant, again, I would hope that the employer is communicating with you regularly. You know what's happening. You know maybe what their plan is for the next 3 to 6 months. In terms of redundancy, that really depends on the length of service that you had with the employer. So the longer you have been employed, obviously the bigger rights they are, and potentially bigger statutory redundancy pay comes into place. So really, in terms, going back to your initial questions, your rights are the same as if you would be employed because you are still employed. So don't think any less of the status that if you are furloughed, you're not any less of an employee that you were. So I'm hoping this answered your questions, but if you need any more clarification, please get in touch. Thank you. Jenny from Facebook Messenger. When setting up payroll, why do I have to transfer the data after the end of tax month? Okay, Jenny, well, this is a very good question, and I don't think I ever found it anywhere when I was looking about, transferring the data, and it was actually only after my dealing with HMRC when I realized this and was explained why is that. So apparently when you just transfer mid-month anytime, because there isn't proper cutoff date, and especially if you don't transfer the employee ID, as we know under the RTI, real-time reporting payroll, every employee have their unique payroll ID by which the HMRC recognizes them. So if you transfer and migrating the data, if you can, I would copy that ID and put it into your new software, hopefully QuickBooks payroll software of your choice. But what HMRC then said to me was that it kind of thought for a while that the employer were running 2 different payrolls, and there were employees had 2 jobs because it was done in the mid-month. So we had an issue then. Didn't matter that the PAYE reference was the same for whatever issue, technical, and this was a few years ago, maybe things changed, but this is my rule, what I always do. And it's not that difficult to postpone by 2 weeks or 3 weeks or bring it forward to get the taxman. But basically this is what HMRC told me, that it is confusing them, and then we had to do adjustments and whatever. So just to get the smooth transition on, always do the tax year. So say, for example, so tax month runs from the 6th to the 5th each month. So if your last payroll, say, is on the 28th, and then your next one, so you have 2, 5, will be on the 5th if we have 30 calendar days. So run the one until the 5th, and then transfer the payroll. So depending if you run in weekly or fortnightly or monthly payroll, you have week, 2 weeks, or a month of time to transfer the data. But it's very important that you do that, in my opinion, because I don't want to deal with HMRC and explaining, but this is the same scheme, guys. Can you see it's the same scheme? But I understand whatever way the software picks it up at their end might not be straightforward. So to prevent any issues. Okay, hopefully this answered your question. Jenny from Facebook Messenger. Oh, no, sorry, Jenny, it was just yours. So Lola from Instagram, apologies, Lola. Hi, Eva, do you know if there's any penalties for making tax digital? I'm thinking about late submissions and payments. Okay, so making tax digital and late submissions and payments, I would kind of separate those issues, because even if you are MTD or not, there are the late submission and late payment is treated differently. So if it's your first late submission or payment, there is what's called the default surcharge. So kind of the system, you have a red flag on your account. And if you have late submission or payment next time within 12 months, then the surcharge penalty is issued, and I think it's 1 or 2% from the actual VAT liability that you are paying. So you kind of need to be in good standing, and after 12 months, if you have late submission or late payment first time, you have to be 12 months in the good standing for this surcharge period to go away. If you commit the same mistake of late paying or late submission within the first 12 months, that's when you get fined and you get penalty. So that's completely different from making tax digital deadline. Obviously, the deadlines, as I said, for all VAT registered businesses will be 2022. I would think that there might be soft landing period again, as it was for the first batch of making tax digital, but we'll know more as we go on. I think this will evolve. This is a very liquid situation for us. So thank you very much for your question. Connie from Twitter DM. Good morning. Will my VAT payment deadlines change with MTD for VAT? Thank you for your questions. And this is the question actually I'm being asked a lot. No. So making tax digital, as I said, it's completely different element. Obviously, at the moment, if your turnover is 85,000 and over, you have to be MTD and making tax digital compliant, which is you need to have digital record keeping. As far as the deadlines are concerned, so the rule is the VAT return due to be filed is 30 days plus 7. So say if your VAT quarter is, for example, June, 30th of June, you have 30 plus 7 days, which is the end of July plus 7. So until the 7th of August, that's your deadline to submit. Now, if you have direct debit set up, the payment date is then from the 7th plus 3 working days for the money to be deducted. If you don't have direct debit set up for the VAT, it then means you have to pay up at the 7th, at the point of your deadline. So the deadlines didn't change, guys. They are still staying the same. So 30 plus 7 or 31 plus 7, depending on the calendar day. Okay, so always in my department, we have always the 7th is our deadline. So, you know, we need to make sure that at the 7th, we have no more outstanding returns for month plus previous quarter end. Okay, hope this answers your question. So nothing changed really there. Adelina from Facebook Messenger. Hi, Adelina. I've started a new company during lockdown and currently I'm a sole trader. When I reach 85K in revenue, can I continue as a sole trader or do I have to be a limited company? Thank you for your question, Adelina, and good luck with your new venture, exciting stuff. So, no, the £85,000 turnover is to be registered for the VAT. So if your last 12 months rolling turnover, it's over 85, you have to register for the VAT. But you can still trade as a sole trader. Okay, you can be having £200,000 in turnover, and you will still be able to be as a sole trader. The question that you will be asking, or your accountant will be asking, will be more tax efficient for you to do if you reach more turnover and if you have higher profits. Maybe then it might be more tax efficient to become a limited company rather than sole trader, because there is more tax efficient way of using the money from your business. So you need to kind of take that more into consideration. The turnover figure itself doesn't decide if you can be sole trader or limited company. This is more for VAT registration purposes. So I'm hoping that this answered your question, Adelina, but if you have any more that you need to clarify, please do get in touch. So guys, thank you very much for your questions. I'm really delighted to be able to be here with you today, and thank you to the whole team for getting us all through it. I would like to announce the poll results. So we have asked you, do you use QuickBooks Standard or Advanced Payroll? And 0% said that they're using Standard Payroll, 33% said that they're using Advanced Payroll, and 67% said, I don't use payroll. Now, guys, I'm really delighted about those 33% using Advanced Payroll. Thumbs up to you. I really do think it's an amazing piece of software. I hope you feel the same. The support is amazing. If you are thinking about using a payroll, or maybe you will have the payroll needs in the future, please go on the QuickBooks website or contact the team and they will be able to help you. Obviously, if you never had the payroll, what you need first to do is to register with HMRC to actually set up the PAYE scheme first with HMRC, and then you can start thinking about setting up the payroll. And good luck with it. And guys, thank you very much for participating in the poll that we had this morning. So if you have any more questions, you can get in touch with QuickBooks support team on Facebook. or myself on LinkedIn, GMcG/Eva Mrazikova, or use our website for further contact details in case you have questions about any other specialty. So it's www.gmcgca.com. Coming up on Ask the Expert tomorrow are Nick and Andrea Hills, who both have been full-time self-employed since 2002. They are selling a wide range of used and new goods, primarily on eBay and Amazon, but also on TikTok, Etsy, and Facebook. Together, they have also a very successful YouTube channel with nearly 40,000 subscribers. I definitely will be tuning in tomorrow because I'm very curious about their journey. A reminder that if you need any more advice, you can join the official Intuit QuickBooks SMB community group on Facebook, where accountants and business experts are on hand 24/7. So don't forget to tune in tomorrow and get advice from two eBay pros. It's been great morning, guys. Thank you so much for your questions. Thank you for tuning in. Have a lovely day and stay safe. Bye.